For the adventurous type, I want to show you the hotkey entry for scalping at the market. And if your broker lets you trade inside the spread, you can tell if you go to trading, and then you're going to go to new order, or you just hit F9 on your, if you're in a hotkeys. This is kind of a hotkey video, I guess. Hotkey and script entry. Now, the typical way, if you didn't have automation, you would place an order like this. You'd go to pending, and you would scroll down the order. You can start to see the order come in here. And this is, you have to, your entry is going to be when the blue hits the, is that gray or whatever? If I placed a pending right now, I could do it because right in here is kind of the secret to whether you can scalp or not. Really kind of looking to make 1.5 pips, you know. If the spread's a 0.5 pip, you're kind of like paying a lot for, it'd be like when you buy something on Amazon for $5 and the shipping is like $5. And you just bought something for $5. That would be as if you're trying to make just a few pips off of, you know, the spread's 0.3 all day long. It's ECN broker, and you're only looking to make 7 pips. I mean 7 pips. I mean 3/4 of a pip. Like, so you're just risking a 1/4 pip, and you just make that 3/4 and get out. Bam, and that was it. So somebody just did that trade here, I'm sure, right? Some guy spreads tight on this broker. It's running like 0 right now, 0 to 1. Sometimes it goes to 0 here. Yeah, this is tight entry. So, bam, I would have got filled. Had I placed, and I think I almost got filled on that, had I placed the buy limit down there. So, this kind of trading is instead of chasing it even on a tick chart like that. Okay, now the spread just got kind of wide, so people, something's, and when the spread gets wide, usually less people are trading, so it's kind of indication of volumes dropped off, at least on this broker, or at least across the world. I mean, this is all instantaneously, you know, down to milliseconds of everybody looking at the same thing. So I can place the order like this. If it says 0, which means I can get inside right now. If it says like 30 pips, it actually means 3 pips if you're on a 5-decimal broker. So that means you got to have your order. It will not let you place a pending. If I went like this, it would give me the, I'd have to find the spot I could drop that. The alternative to that is to just take one of these scripts, and I just created a script here that this is like my, to satisfy the part of me that wants to just trade at the market. And whenever I trade at the market, I just trade really just one position for a scalp, because typically there's no good trades when you're sitting down looking at your computer, and if you've had any foresight, you've already placed orders pending at ripe areas to get in and get the best entry. Of course, if you're impatient, those pendings may not get filled for 3 hours, and what are you going to do in the meantime? If you don't want to sit on your hands, you want to scalp at least in and out. This thing's going to buy at the market here, and this is a 10 pip stop, and this is going to make 5 pips. So you're actually risking more than you would make there. But you realize that this is the end of the world stop. If you put a 5 pip stop in and a 5 pip take profit, you're probably going to have to get in and out a few times, and now you just spent, say, if your spread's 2 pips, you're down 4 pips. You're never going to make that 5. You got to make that 5 now. If you are just going to have, in other words, you wouldn't want to just keep pulling the trigger on this, because you're looking for that, the rhythm to set up for you to even get in on this trade. Of course, if you need this trade to keep you from getting bored, like this is like super small. This is a $1,000 position, which sounds really small. But if you pulled the trigger on this thing 10 times, okay, you're in a 10K. You probably don't want to pull it in anger and just keep on nailing this script. And some brokers will let you do it. Now, this broker lets me do it. and I'm going to place. So I can go to I would go to the 1 minute chart if I was going to be sitting here and babysitting this market for entry. And I would have, so this is the script I was just showing you. This is going to buy at the market with a 10 pip stop. You should be able to see the stop come up here. The stop should be red. And the take profits blue. So you're really getting on a retest here. You're really on the 1 minute chart right now, your fair value. You're getting in here, right? Now the other alternative is to figure that, you know, maybe it could drop 5 pips. Yeah, give the market some, you know, sure RSI is down in the buy zone right now, but it doesn't mean that we just nail this, keep nailing the trigger, because we could still come back like here when the market came down here, and you're almost to the 20 level here, but you're not seeing the right here, right there. It looks like a good buy, right? Because you're fair value for this thing, but not quite back there, and then it does another rip down. So just in case you're wrong, which if you're a person that looks like you see an opportunity, it's usually not ripe yet. You're usually going to have to wait. And if you're like if it gets squirrely, you don't want to, okay, say you think you're wrong, right? You want to get out of any winners you're in. So right now, if I thought I was wrong, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to take off that one-on-one. Now I'm going to place in deeper orders because I still believe that I want to buy if it goes down another 10 pips. If it can make down another 10 pips in the next 10 minutes or whatever time I give it, you know, I could set it, I could every 3 minutes pull the trigger. I mean, on a 1 minute chart, if you're going to build a position, you would have bought this double bottom down here. You've already long, you dump maybe one. Okay, now you're fair value on the 1 minute. Now you have RSI, you pulled the trigger here. Of course, I just got out just to say that it's okay to take some, no, when the market gets quiet, it's scary if you're in a, you have a target that you're bearing down on, and you know, it's scary, right? Because you just want to get out. I mean, why sit there and watch your equity fluctuate is what I'm saying. I can't handle that. So these are pretty tight stops here. This is 10 pips. Now, if they wash that out, I have the next key I would hit on my hotkey keyboard would be this B2. And I set number 2 because I'm just going to run my hotkeys in the most, first I'm going to go with every number possible. So since I could put 10 in here, which is actually 0 is 10, of course I didn't have a, so you come up here and you only have a choice between control and alt. And alt I've made sell and control is buy, just so I know that when I see alt, I'm going to be a seller, and when I see control, I know that's a buy script, or it's designed to make money on the long side. It could be a trend trade, it could be a, you know, a iceberg order, it could be a breakout trade, it could be a market trade, but as long as I know control is always going to be that. And this B is supposed to be buy limit. Of course, I turn this one in the top 2 into a market order. B1 is a market order now, but it's okay. And all my sells are based on A as being for alt. And okay, so now inside, so what I did there was I took all these hotkeys and I threw them on a Cherry keyboard. And this is a point of sale keyboard that I found on the internet, looking for a way to get in and out. Now this one here, 135 programmable keys. You can get these for like $60 used and stuff, but for $100, brand new, I think. And there's variations of this. Some have a touchpad and some have nothing here. I actually have a number key here. And because I got a number key here, I got more hotkeys. But all the ones that are have the covers, these are all programmable. So once you load this, this even has a credit card swipe on the top, but, you know, I guess you don't have to use that. I guess it'd be nice to have a card written, a trade card, and just zip it across there. But I don't know how to launch a script off of that magnetic strip on top, but that would be kind of cute. At least a password on a damn card so I could swipe the damn thing. I never remember my password. Going back to the software for this, looks like this. And if you ever get this keyboard, you got to know that when you go to program these keys, don't make the mistake that I made. Because I had to call the manufacturer, and I mean, it's hilarious, nicest guy in the world, but he's like, really? You're that dumb? But when the first thing that comes up here, you'll see like this, you have to go for the enable software settings. At least that's what I did. And you have a software macro, which will let you set the hotkey. When this thing opens up, you don't want to make this mistake where you hit control and then you hit 1 and you hit OK. Because when you launch that script, in other words, if you wrote a script here for this broker, that where you hold down the control key and you hit the number 1, which I'm going to do here. Okay? Don't forget that when you're done with that, just because that script's launched doesn't mean you're done with the way that MT4 sees it, and you have to let go of the control key. So when you write the software, when you program this thing, you can't just leave it here. You've got to undo that. So you got to let go of that. And you can have it so that you could launch this script, then it does that. In other words, one button, one hotkey. You can put a pause in there. You can put a it does something else. So whatever you write in here, actually, I wrote a script that deletes, say I had 10 charts up here. I once had a script that went control 1 back to control. You have to let go of that key. Then you would come here and you would tab. And then after you tabbed, or maybe it's control and tab, I can't remember how to get around MetaTrader, but MetaTrader, if you hit the tab key, it takes you to the next chart. So I could actually have it go delete the object off of one chart, hit tab, delete the next one. This is all on one key. One key sitting on this keyboard like this. Now, what I did here is this is my take all profits, and this is my delete all objects, and all these are buy keys down here, and all these are sell keys up here. If you just mouse over, you'll see what it corresponds to in MetaTrader. This way, when you're scalping and you're like, okay, I see an opportunity. If you're sitting here watching TV and you're out of the corner of your eye, you see the tick chart spike down, you think, damn, something's up. And if something's up, something's going to be up and down, up and down. And so there's that chance to, it's like micro swing trading, I guess, what scalping really is in essence, because you're getting in on these little moves and you're trying to take advantage. So right here, this looks like a buy at the market to me. That's the 1 minute chart, and I'm going to buy here. So the market's pretty dead in the water here. This is 10 pips. This is a 1 minute chart. Now the other order I wanted to get to, I put this on the next hotkey, and this is going to buy 3 pips below. Now I could set this to buy 1 pip below, but I set it for 3, and I put a 12 pip stop and a 10 pip take profit. Now almost break even order here, but it's just knowing how this market is. I know it seems, of course, you could run a tighter stop. Like I said, you could run a tighter stop on these scalps, but don't forget, if you get stopped out, you're down already a pip now, maybe half a pip, and you got to re-enter. It's like, you know what? I mean, you're trading so small. Does it really matter? So I put a fat stop on that, and I put a kind of a easy take profit, because after I see this, I'm coming in with this one. This is 3 pips below. Then I can come in with this one, and this I think that lasts for half an hour. This one's going to last for an hour. Right now, I could have these. Now, this next key I have is I'm going to run number 4. And this is going to buy really kind of tight. This is about like 5 pips down. 5 pips down, but it's going to have a 20 pip stop and a 20 stop and a 25 take profit. And this is supposed to say an hour here. So that's a mistake. Let's try to clean that up.